guys know what you're missing out on? Let's suppose for the moment that you got one customer a week on these products. Now, if you're using the products, wearing a button, and talking to people, it's pretty difficult to not get one customer a week, isn't it? I got to tell you something. With as much product as I consume, I got to carry it around with me. Let me tell you something. If you're using the products the way that I use them and having to carry your herbal aloe around with you everywhere, it's pretty difficult to not go into any airport or on any airplane or wherever you're going to go and carry around this jug and go out here and suck on it and wear the button and not have somebody ask you what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So, would it be reasonable to assume that you could get one customer a week? Would it? Or would it be ridiculous? It'd be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Probably reasonably ridiculous is probably what it really would be, right? Let's say you got one customer a week. One customer a week. And let's say you did that for 50 weeks. And I'm going to do this little example for this reason. A lot of you have a hard time understanding how some of the people can come up here on this stage and they're making $7,000. They're making $10,000. They're making $20,000. And a lot of you don't think that you can make that kind of money. I'm going to show you how you can do it through the simple basics of this business. One customer a week times 50 weeks. We even let you off for 2 weeks at the end of the deal. And you got 50 customers now. How much would you say the average customer buys in retail dollars? $100. $150. We hear 200 in the back. Okay? Now, let's cut it down from what you're saying. Let's say it's only $40 that the average customer buys. That's $2,000 worth of business. That's $1,000 worth of income. That means you're earning $1,000 times 12. That's $12,000 a year that you make by just doing that one simple thing. Do you think that there's any distributor, by doing the basics, that would leave you making an extra $1,000 a month? No. See, you guys are getting sidetracked. You're thinking of what the important thing is these big, huge volumes that all these people are doing. And I'm telling you, people will stay around the business making 500, making 400. They're not going to leave if they got sales and they got what? Repeat sales. They're not going to leave. Now, let's suppose you went out and got one distributor a week. And those same distributors did 2,000. And this took a whole nother year to develop, let's suppose. And now you got 50 distributors doing $2,000 worth of business times 50 people. That's $100,000 worth of business. At your lowest percentage, at 5%, you would be making $5,000. Plus you're selling $2,000 at retail, that's $1,000. You're making $6,000 a month. Now that's 2 years it took you to do that. I bet you there's probably at least 15 or 20 of you in here that would stay in the business for 2 years to make $6,000 a month. At least 15 or 20 of you. And see, you get sidetracked by all this big money. And I've given you a very simple plan that does what? Sticks to the basics every single day. And by the way, what I showed you here is very unrealistic. Because if you had 50 people doing 2,000, this does not count second line supervisors. It doesn't count third line supervisors and the amount of people that they get. So this $6,000 is totally unrealistic. But if this was realistic, if you wanted to make it more, get 2 customers. That's $12,000 a month. You want to make it $24,000 a month? Get 3 customers. But see, what you're not doing is the extra business in Herbalife. You're not going out here and saying, hey, when are you going to run out of shampoo and rinse? Do you understand that if that's all you did with these same 50 customers, the shampoo and rinse, you got 50 customers. How much is the shampoo and rinse? $10, not $4.95. $10. Now, $10. Jeez, get your mind straight here. $10. $10 times 50 customers, that's another $500 worth of business. That's $250 more per month you're making. That's $3,600 more per year you're making. But now if you take the extra 50 distributors that you had, and they do $500 worth of business, that'd be a bunch. Is what that'd be. What would that be? That 25,000 is what that'd be. 25,000 at 5%, that's an extra $1,250 per year or per month, plus an extra $250 yourself. That's an extra $1,500. That's an extra $18,000 a year. Do you understand? $18,000 a year for opening up your mouth and saying when you're going to get rid. When are you going to run out of shampoo or rinse? When are you going to get rid of your hair, right? Well, at least you'd be saying something. You guys got to start opening up your mouths and get out here. I mean, if you got to get into a good gust of wind and get out here and talk, get going. Listen, what about the other part? What happened to soups? Where's the soups? Listen, how much is a can of soup? $11.95. That's an extra $18,000 for asking them, how's your chicken doing? Don't you guys understand? You guys are losing so much money. How's your stew doing? You see, listen, isn't it absolutely amazing that every single person that you get onto the products has got skin? Listen, if you just got them on the skin care, that'd be an extra $40,000 per year. Do you understand what you guys are doing? You're not opening up your mouths. Isn't it amazing that every single person that you talk to has a heart? Jeez, I can't understand. What's the deal here? Open up your mouths. You guys are sales people. Get out here and get on the move and get selling. You guys have got to get on the move. You guys are losing money as a result of not asking people what the deal is. Get out here and sell. Jeez.
We'll talk to you about selling the products, and a lot of you have heard some of these things here before. But I'm telling you, you're doing some things different today than you were 3 months ago. And you're going to understand selling the products here today a lot different than you have in the past. And so you need to pay very close attention here over the next half an hour, because you're going to learn some different things about selling these products. Because I will guarantee you this. A lot of you are putting some stuff in here that's just totally different than what you should be doing. We all know one thing. We know that to sell the products, you got to use the products, wear the button, you got to talk to people. We know that. But here's the thing. If somebody, the biggest reason, first of all, let me cover this here real quickly first. The biggest reason why we've covered all the products and stuff with you in depth here today is for this reason right here. And that is for follow-up. Selling the products is one thing, but you got to follow up. And the only reason why we've covered a lot of things with the products with you today and giving you a tremendous amount of information is for the follow-up. Remember we talked about what got your personal weight going? What was it? Using the products, retailing the products, repeat selling the products. And that's where your follow-up comes in. So one thing you want to do is you want to call the customer on the very first day. Get the customer on the product today, call them tomorrow. Now, why would you want to do that? For this simple reason. Some fat people will buy your product just to satisfy their own guilt problem that they're fat in the first place. And they'll let this sit in the cupboard with the last 15 things that they bought, and they think they're doing something about it because it's sitting in the household with them. So see, you got to call them up just to see if they're on it. So here's what you say. You ring them up on the phone, and here's what you say. There's going to be two things. Number one, tell me how the product tastes. Tell me how the product tastes. See, that's extremely important because after you get the customer on the product, or after you sell the product, you're going to go through and make the markings on the can. And even after you go through that, some people will not do it. You've seen people not do it, right? I never forget, Rob Wareham sold the entire product line to this lady one time. And he called her back up and he says, how you doing? And she said, this is the most disgusting, nauseating, revolting product I've ever tasted in my life. And Rob said, well, tell me how you used it and stuff. Did you use the 2 tablespoons? Oh, yeah. Did you put it in the orange juice? Oh, yeah. Did you shake up the can? Oh, yes. I did all those things and stuff like that. And Rob said, I've never seen anybody use it as perfect as you and have it taste so bad. And she says, Rob, I just don't think French onion soup tastes good in orange juice. You see, sometimes your customer's got some terminal brain damage. You see what I'm saying? So you got to follow up. All right? Now, so tell me how the product tastes. Now, here's the next one. Tell me how you use the product. Tell me how you use the product. This is very important because if you just lead them along, you can say, did you put this third of the can into this other little container? What will they say? Yes, I certainly did that. Did you use 2 tablespoons today? What will they say? Yes, I did that. Did you put it into the non-fat milk today? Yes. Did you shake up your can each time? Yes. Even though they're lying to you. So this way you say, tell me how you use the product. This way they can insert their own foot into mouth. Okay? Now, call them on the 3rd day. The 3rd day, if they're having any little minor problems and stuff like this is when you can speak up and say, did you used to use milk? They say no. Have you started adding milk into the diet now? Yes. Well, maybe this isn't the time for you to add in milk. He covered the things about milk a little earlier. You can start talking to them about what they've cut out. Did they cut out coffee? Did they cut out less alcohol? Did they do all these different things with their diet and so on? Start talking to them about those things right off the bat. Call them on the 5th day. By then, the 7th day. Call them on the 7th day. By then, they've lost 3, 4, 5 pounds. They're getting excited about the product. Then is the next time to ask them for some more what? Referrals, 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 referrals. Keep getting the referrals going. You guys aren't selling. Listen, let me tell you something. I would venture to say, if we were to take all the retail receipts in this room and to dump them on the front of this room right up here, that 2 spaces would not be filled out on that retail receipt. Guess where? Doesn't say referrals. What's it say? Free demonstration. Read that retail receipt. Geez, you didn't even know what it said. Listen, you guys, get on with it. Listen, do you think we put that on there for fun? Listen, fill it out. Get on with it here. Jeez. Call on the 15th day. By then, they've lost 6, 7, 8, 10 pounds. They're getting more excited. By then, they're more interested in becoming what? Distributor. Now, the reason why we've covered the products the way that we have, take a customer that wants to lose 30 pounds. When they've lost 20 pounds, get down this concept on paper. Mary, have you noticed that you're feeling better? Have you noticed that you're feeling better? What will they say? Yes. I always like asking questions that are going to be yes questions, yes answers. Have you noticed that you're feeling better? By then, they've lost 20 pounds. God, I feel great. I'm fitting into dresses I haven't been able to fit into for a long time. It's just the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. And this is an extremely sensible time to ask that question. Now, all of us sell the product and we say you're going to feel better than you ever have in your entire life, right? How many heard that you were going to feel better than you ever have in your entire life when you got the product? Now, Put your hands down. How many of you really believed that you were going to feel better? Just a few of you. You see? Because how do you know you're going to feel better than you do right now unless you feel better than you do right now? You see, it's very difficult. So the good place to explain why they're feeling better is that they've what? Emotionally metabolized what's happened to them. So you say, have you noticed that you're feeling better? Say, yeah, I'm feeling great. And then you explain to them, Mary, that's because our product's not just a weight loss product, it's a health product. Get this down. It's not just a weight loss product, it's a health product. And now you start telling them how to stay on the program. And the reason why you're feeling better, and just explain it to them simply. That's because your system has gotten cleansed from the herbs that are in our product, and you're getting good, sound, basic nutrition for the first time in your life. Very simple. The herbs have cleansed the system, and your body's getting the essential nutrients that it needs for the first time in its life. If you want to get into a little bit more detail, you always could. You could say the herbs have cleansed the system, you're getting your proper amount of proteins, carbohydrates, whatever. But just explain to them quickly. And then just say, you do want to continue to feel good, don't you? You do want to continue to feel good, don't you? What are they going to say? Yes. Then just put in your notes, explain to them what to do next.
Oh, that's a very, very, very good video that I don't know if you guys saw. I saw that before. That always happens every time. So I never stop the video on YouTube first. Anyway, very good video. I saw that video before, like a while ago, but I haven't watched it in a long time. I haven't heard that, and it's pretty crazy because it's like he's not. This is the thing, right? When you hear, especially Mark Hughes, Jim Rohn, you know, some of the old school guys, right? They keep it simple. Like it's not about like trying to be like super memorable or man, that was a bar, even though it may come up as a bar sometimes, but it just be simple. Just like right now, he was talking about if you want to make more money, talk about more products, right? Do you use the shampoo? For an example, right? First of all, Jerry Cooper, Active World Team, been in the business 5 years, got my results, super fired up. With Herbalife, you know what I'm saying? Made some money, started to up my quality of life. When I upped my quality of life, I started to inspire people. When people started getting inspired, they wanted to follow on the journey. And with that journey, became an organization to where we are today and where we're going in the future. It's been amazing. Can't wait for more memories, more impact, more people, more lives to be changed, and more money for sure, definitely. But like I'm saying, all right, I started using more products. So for example, right, BevMix, you guys know about BevMix, right? Do you use BevMix? Do you use it? And it's not just about BevMix. It's just about the products that you may not use on the regular. So, for example, right, I have a certain, you know, I'm sure all you guys have a certain range of products that you like to use, that you like to stick to, you know what I'm saying? That you're like, you know what, I'm comfortable with these products, right? But the thing that I heard when I first started Herbalife is the more you take, the more you make. Have you guys heard that before? Raise your hand if you heard that before. The more you take, the more you make. Bet. So it's like if you take more products, you build a bigger belief in the products. And if you have a bigger belief, you could talk about more of a wider range of products. And if you talk about a more wider range of products, you could probably make more money because you could sell more things, right? So for me, BevMix was one of those things. I knew BevMix has been out forever. Since I started Herbalife, but it really wasn't a thing that I was like super into just because I was just like, whatever, you know what I mean? But I went down to Bridget's Club a couple weeks ago, more than a couple weeks ago, maybe like 2 months ago, I think at this time, right? And she had this drink, Liquid Gold. So shout out to Bridget. I know she's going to be super fired up when she hears me talk about that, whatever, right? Anyway, the drink is super fire. And I'm like, yo, what is this? Like at first I couldn't really tell, but then I actually could tell because I'm like, yo, it has to be mango BevMix, right? So I had a big re-up maybe a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. And I was like, you know what? I remember that it tasted good in her drink. Let me go cop it for myself, right? So if you guys follow me on Instagram, I know that you guys do, but for anybody in the future or whatever, right? You guys see me, maybe if you've noticed, post about BevMix. I've been using it in my tea. I've been using the tea, the normal tea and lift off situation that I normally do, but I've been throwing BevMix in there too, right? So, but because I did that, because it was something a little bit different. Oh yeah, it's got to be hot. I got it hot right now. You see, I got it in the thermos right now. It's hot right now. Yes, a little bit too hot actually. A little too hot actually. But I started using this, and I started talking about how I was getting 15 grams of protein in with the tea. So instead of me just burning calories or whatever the case is, and having more energy, I have now 15 grams of protein. That actually caught somebody's attention, and I actually purchased 2 of these. One, this flavor, and the wild berry flavor, or whatever it's called. I believe it's called wild berry. So because the whole point of what I'm telling you this is use more products. Talk about more products. If you haven't used on, raise your hand if you used every single product. I know I haven't used every single product, because you want to know why? I know I haven't used the Tang Quai. I know I haven't used Tang Quai. Why? Because I don't have periods. Because I'm not a woman. So, but because I'm not a woman, I'm not going to use Tang Quai, right? Which means I haven't used all the products. But, you know, in that slight instance, okay, there's no point for me to use it. But I know for a fact, not exactly for a fact, but I'm pretty sure that you guys have not used all the products, right? So use more products, build a bigger belief so you can talk about more products, so you can sell more products, right? And with that, I want to talk about following up with your people. So Mark Hughes, the schedule that he was just using right now, I believe it was the 1-3-7-15 method, right? So day 1, day 3, day 7, day 15. I personally don't use that method because I like to be in more contact with my people, right, throughout the week. So I try my best to follow up with my clients and preferred members Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? So let's get a little interactive here for the people, not even for the people, for you guys. Raina. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna call Josephina first. What is your follow-up schedule like? What's up? What's going on?
I would say I do it like Fridays.
So Fridays at the end of the
Oh,
week.
wait. Follow up on what? Follow up like on clients or follow up like
yeah, for your clients. Like you following up with them like, hey, how your results doing? What's going on?
probably like every other day.
Every other day.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you talking to them a lot then.
Yeah.
All right, bet for sure.
Yeah.
Raina, what about you?
I don't even have any consistent clients right now. The one preferred member that I had, I check on her weekly, and we've been trying to supposedly meet weekly to hit the gym, but she never has time. And I literally have no consistent clients.
Okay, you know what? And this is really great. This is why I want to talk. This is why I want to ask questions, because see, during the follow-up question, you say you don't have any consistent clients. So now it's like, okay, what can we do to get consistent clients, right? Or what are some actions that we can do to keep people? Because it's actually, so is it more of a problem of, not everything's no problem. So is it more of an issue of getting people, or is it more of an issue of keeping people?
Really both. Everybody asks, but nobody actually purchases.
Okay,
They
cool.
ask. I had someone ask me twice, voted on a poll twice in the last week, and still has not made a purchase. And I followed up today with like 7 people. Nothing so far.
So you know what? What I'm gonna say about that is, a lot of times you're gonna so for example, for me, right, when I was building my client base, I was doing a lot of things. And mind you, when I say I was building my client base, it's not like I'm not building it now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm continuously always building my client base. You know what I'm saying? Like as a distributor, you should always want to continuously build your client base. You know what I mean? So, but for me, right, when I was first starting, the thing that I was doing to get a lot of clients, and even though it was hard, I was reaching out to everybody I knew, right? And sometimes that could be intimidating because you might be like prejudging people and might be like, oh, this person might not want it, or you know what I'm saying? They might say something about me, or maybe they felt like this beforehand, or da 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 da, whatever, right? I was just reaching out to everybody I knew, and I was talking to everybody I knew, and I was doing. So when I say face to face, it wasn't like, and again, I always say this personally for me, right? It wasn't like I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go out and go talk to 10 people or whatever the case is. Like I will do today. Back then, it was more like inside of my errands and everything that I got to do, I'm going to make sure I talk to at least 2 people in this area. So if I'm going to the bank, if I'm going to the dry cleaners, if I'm going to the grocery store, if I'm going to actually the gym or whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? Car wash, whatever, I'm going to go talk to at least 2 people about what I got going on, right? Because it's about exposure. So it's not a lack of people. It's more about getting what you're doing out to more people so they can see the value in it, right? But then on top of that, though, like with talking to people, you have to have some solid backing behind what you got going on. So your story is important about how you speak to people about what you got going on, right? Because you got to realize that in the interaction of you meeting people, you may not have 10 minutes, 15 minutes to break down like, okay, yes, listen, this flavor, mango peach, it got 70 grams, or it got 70 calories, 40 milligrams of sodium, 3 grams of carbs, 15 grams of protein. It tastes like this. You could do this, 2 scoops, da 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 da. You may not have time to talk about all of that, but you can talk about your story though. You can talk about the products and how they made you feel. You can talk about maybe the community and how you've been supported, right? Giving more value with you saying, yo, I can help you do this, that, and the third, help you get results, right? So for me, when it comes to getting more people, one, become more valuable, but also take more action. Like that's probably, you know what I'm saying? The thing that most people lack is taking more action, and they want more results, but won't do more action. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to take more than what you think, right? So for example, you followed up with 7 people today. That's amazing. Maybe you got to follow up with 21. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it'd be like that. Like it'd be like to the point to where you want to have to get clear, not just you, right? Everybody, myself included, anybody that's trying to anybody that's trying to be an entrepreneur and trying to take it higher than just doing it part-time. Somebody that wants to change their life, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that wants to make a lot of money, you know, leave a legacy, generational wealth, XYZ, all of that, or one of those things, right? It's going to take more than what you think, and you're going to have to work your ass off. Like, you're going to have to come to the conclusion, like, you know what? I'm going to have to get it out the mud. I'm going to have to grind like there's no tomorrow. Like, my life depends on it. Like, and for a lot of the people, and even for myself sometimes, it's like, you have to be in that mindset daily to be like, yo, I have to make this happen. Like, it's got to be on me. Like, you got to take it on your shoulders because, you know what I'm saying? It's not a job. Nobody's going to pay you for the effort that you're putting in, but you got to get paid on the return. So to get paid on the return, you got to put in the effort. Sometimes you might not get an equal return for the effort that you're putting in. It'd be like that when you're an entrepreneur. One day you might make 500. Next day you might make 5. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it'd be like that. But when you get more people, when you consistently take more action, right, you have more safety in numbers. You know what I'm saying? So instead of you, like you just said, for example, right, you have one preferred member, and you don't have consistent clients. Well, what if you was like, you know what, I'm going to work my ass off for a month, 2 months, right? So now you talk to 100 people and maybe you got 20 preferred members. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now you have a bigger ratio because you talk to more people because you have more exposure. Something like that. You know what I mean? So, and like I'm saying, package your story really well. XYZ. Boom. Did that help? Thumbs up? Awesome. And then obviously, you know, if you have more questions, you can ask right now, or you can message me on the side, whatever the case is, and we can go that route. Carlos, follow-up method or follow-up schedule.
Yeah, I also don't really have any clients, but you know, definitely a smooth balance seems like a solid like 3 days a week. You know, maybe obviously like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The way you broke it down was kind of cool. Like figure out what's going on during the week, figure out what's going on the weekend, then check back on the weekend on Monday, figure out what's going on that way.
You know what? I will say that Same thing that applies to you is just taking more action, because that's just what the lack is. It's just like people just not talking to people. Like he just said, like you're just not opening your mouth. You're just not talking, right? And if only you know, and this is the thing about being a distributor, right? Specifically, or entrepreneur in general, you know how much action you're putting in daily, right? You know if you was grinding today or if you catted off. You understand that. And because there's no penalty to it, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? And in most people's cases, just because you're not going to get in trouble, you're not going to get a write-up or whatever the case is. But it's like, you got to have the mindset of maybe saying like, yo, if I don't grind today, maybe that's something that I won't have in the future, right? And maybe if I take one day off today, that'll set me back a whole month. Maybe. Like, if you take that approach, then maybe you might just do a little bit more. Like, let's challenge ourselves. Let's just take a commitment, an oath, right? Like Game of Thrones, right? An oath. Let's take an oath to say we're going to challenge ourselves to work a little bit harder than usual. Just a little bit. Like, you ain't got to burn yourself out. You ain't got to die. You ain't got to break your back. But you know what? Just go the extra mile every day from now until 2020 and beyond. But let's just say, until 2020. What would happen to you if you did that? He's like, you know what? I'm really tired right now, but let me go talk to 3 more people. Not a lot. That'll take a lot of effort to say, you know what, 3 more people. You know what I'm saying? And if you never know that third person might be that person that might say yes. Now imagine if you've been getting no's all day and the last person that you talk to say yes. You're fired up for the next day. You may be thinking the first person you might talk to may say yes. Like, Carlos, you was just with me when we was talking with Super the other day, a couple weeks ago. Just let's take the approach of like, let's just go get a client a day. Let's just go say, like, you know what? I'm going to get somebody to get on products today and every day of my life. And if you take that approach, some days you might get more than one client. Some days you might not get none. But it's just like the action, right, of you taking to get the action of you taking to get a client a day, even though you might not get it, over time will build you a bigger client base of preferred members, actual clients, and of course distributors and things like that, right? Building your business. It's like, you don't necessarily need to worry about recruiting if you're saying like, you know what, I'm going to take the action of getting a client a day, because the distributors will come from you getting clients, because they're going to be talking about what you're doing, how are you making so much money every day, or whatever the case is, you up leveling your lifestyle, XYZ, how do I get a part of it, right? And then you're showing people what you're doing via social media, you know what I'm saying? Because Super was talking about this too, like your social media is only popping not because you're cool, but because what you're doing in real life. You know what I'm saying? So if you're doing a lot of stuff in real life and you can show it on social media, then you'll be popping. You know what I mean? But if you're just sitting at the house all day, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're just at the house all day, just posting stuff, like that's not you doing stuff. That's not necessarily attractive to the person that wants to be an entrepreneur, somebody that wants to change their life. So if you want to be attractive, get out in the streets and do stuff, right? Talk about you going to the gym, show you in the gym, show you saying like, you know what, yo, I'm about to go to the mall. I'm about to go talk to 10 people or 5 people or whatever, or I'm going to be here for an hour and I'm going to talk to as many people as possible in this hour. Yo, I'm going to this event, see what I got going on, see that I'm dressed up, see that I'm looking really nice. I'm learning new stuff. I'm trying to grow my business, XYZ. I'm going to this workout with my team. I'm going to this team outing. You know what I'm saying? I'm traveling. I'm going to LA. I'm going to this place, that, and the third. I'm going to New York. I'm going to Texas, whatever, right? New Orleans, whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, make your social media popping by you being popping. Do more stuff. Getting out in the streets, you know what I'm saying? And take the necessary steps of what it could be like. You know what I'm saying? Imagine what that would do for you, and imagine your life at your best pin. Josefina, right now, your best pin off the top of your head right now. What does your life look like at your best pin?
At my best.
At your best pin right now. Your ultimate goal pin right now.
Oh, I need to be active supervisor. I'd be really happy if I did $2,500 a month.
That, you know what? That's a great place to be. That's because you're showing consistency. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You consistently getting money, you consistently getting clients, you consistently doing a deal, right? And if you always hitting 2,500, you always qualifying for all your money. You're always in qualifications for VIP, or not necessarily VIP, but like the trips and everything like that, because 2,500 is the minimum. So as long as you're doing that, you'll be in running. You know what I'm saying? So that's a great place to be, for sure. Appreciate it. Raina, your ultimate pin right now.
2,500 a month, active supervisor. I need to learn how to do that. I need to learn how to get 2,500 a fucking month.
You know what? You know how you master 2,500? By mastering 500 first.
Yeah, that'd be ideal.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't got to be like, oh my God, so for example, right? The average, I'm going to just give you guys this just so you guys don't feel bad, right? The average supervisor in America, in North America, the average supervisor does about 1,200 volume points. The average supervisor does 1,200 volume points, right? So if the average supervisor is doing 1,200 volume points and the minimum standard is 2,500, what does that tell you about the standard and what people actually do? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have to, as a unit, as a whole, as an organization, we have to up level our standards to be better than average. Like, what's gonna be our standard? Like, as a supervisor, the standard is 2,500, but the average is 12. That means a lot of people is doing less than average work. I believe that we can be, you know, that put it in good perspective to show like what the world or what North America is doing, but it's like, yo, we can be more than just average, right? I've been average before, not doing 2,500. I was just recently not doing 2,500 because I was just going through a lot of stuff. But you know what? I made the decision to say I'm going to get, because you know what? I'm gonna tell you guys. For like 2 months, I was not doing 2,500, which means I did not qualify for all of my money. So I left money on the table, right? Which is not good, never, right? And I'm gonna tell you the truth. A big reason for that is because I wasn't following up. I just wasn't putting in no action. Every now and then I was doing some stuff, whatever, right? But posting on social media is not just it, right? And just because you guys see me posting on social media doesn't mean that I was getting clients from that, right? So you got to think about like social media is just a view, just a small viewpoint of what you're actually doing. What are you doing behind the scenes? You know what I'm saying? Are you doing the follow-up? Are you meeting new people? Are you telling people about what you have to offer? Are you getting people in the challenge? You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So for me, I wasn't doing any follow-up. So how does one person go from doing 500 volume points to 2,500 in 1 month? Just the level of action that you're taking. And the thing about it is, I know I'm taking more action than you guys. And the thing about it is, I know you guys are not incapable of taking as much action as me. That's the thing about it. It's not that you can't do it. It's just a choice of doing it. You know what I mean? So what can we do together as a team to come together and say, you know what, let's do something weekly? Because it's power in weekly events with people seeing each other, saying, you know what, let's meet up, right? So for me, I'm cool, even though my place is not the biggest place. I'm cool with everybody. And I say everybody, knowing that not everybody will come, but it's okay. I'm cool with everybody coming to my house personally, to say like, you know, let's do team night, whatever the case may be. Even if it's not necessarily weekly, every other week to say, yo, let's meet up, let's come together, let's eat, let's talk about, you know, goals, let's just get together. And you know what I'm saying? And us just being together will brew business activity, will brew business conversations, will brew action to say, you know what, hey, let's get it popping. Josefina, Raina, go talk to them people over there. Just doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just say like, you know what, I got my team with me, they challenging me. Let's go do some stuff. Like, let's get it cracking. And once you start to do more of that, the culture builds, and then you start to do that even when you're not by yourself, or even when you're by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? I've been doing this for the past 3 weeks, talking to people. Let me just go talk to this person on myself. Let me just see how good I am by myself when I ain't got somebody clapping for me. Because it's always hard to keep going when ain't nobody clapping for you. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know what? Let me clap for myself. Let me go get mines, and let me go talk to this person. And let me go talk to 10 more after that. You know what I'm saying? And be happy with the effort that you're putting in that way, because who feels really good when you do Herbalife for a whole day? Or who feels really good at night when you go to bed and you're like, you know what? I did Herbalife today. Like I put in work. I did action. I made some money. I talked to people. I signed somebody up. You know what I'm saying? I went to an event. I feel really good. I know I be feeling good at night when I'm like, I put in work today. Raise your hand if you feel really good when you go to your actual job. I don't feel good when I go to my actual job and I lay home. Listen, when I lay down at night, right now, right now, me and Amanda, after this call, we about to chill out. She said to me earlier, gotta work tomorrow. Nobody's fired up about going to work tomorrow, and nobody's happy and saying, you know what, I did a great job at work today. Nobody's thinking that. Nobody's thinking that. But you feel really good when you do something in Herbalife, though. Why? Because your dreams is attached to Herbalife, right? Mm-hmm. Your future is attached to Herbalife rather than you just doing your job because they're paying you enough for right now. And it's okay. I'm in that same boat, right? I don't do Herbalife full time. And I'm not knocking people that love their job. If you don't want to do Herbalife full time, that's okay. I'm not knocking those people. But what I'm saying is for those who do want to do it full time, your dreams are attached to how much action that you put in and day out. So when you're clear on that, you have the option to say, you know what, I'm going after my dreams today, or I'm going to sleep on my dreams today. You know what? That was a bar. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Sheesh. Somebody give me some money. But no, for real though, right? Like, that's really what it comes down to. Like, you guys got to get clear on that. And even myself, I'm saying that too. So it's like, what can we do to be like, you know what, clear? Do you have to do a vision board? Do you have to put like a certain background on your phone? Something that reminds you your why or whatever the case is? Like, do you have to have an accountability partner? Do you need to do personal development every day? Do you need to check in with your sponsor or your mentor? Like, what is it going to take for you to say, you know what, let me get in that mode daily? Ask yourself that. I can't tell you what that may be. For me, it might be different than Fina. It might be different than Raina. It might be different than Carlos. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take everybody their own personal thing that's going to get them fired up and going every day. What if you gave 120 every day for a year, 2 years? What if you decided today, I'm going to press team in 2 years? How much effort, how much action, what would your life look like as far as what you were doing day in and day out if you decided today, I'm going to press team in 2 years? Totally different. I can tell you that right now, totally different than what you're doing now. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is you have the choice to say 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, press team, get team, middle team. You know what I'm saying? 2,500 active supervisor, world team, active world team. You have the choice in what you want to do. And your choice, your goal will be indicative upon how much action that you take. So it's like, you know what? Get clear on what that is going to look like, and we can go from there. And it's going to also come from you saying, like, you know what? I'm not taking the L today. I'm not going to lose to the ice cream. I'm not going to lose to not going to the gym. I'm not going to lose to not talking to people. Like, those inner battles is what's going to keep you going to say, you know what? I'm not losing to that today. But you got to be aware though, because listen, I'll tell you what, in LA, I took an L. I was eating bad. I took an L when I was in LA. I came back. Y'all seen that, that transformation photo that I posted? Where I was like, look at my little pooch. You know what I'm saying? Even though it wasn't just hella, like, you know what I'm saying, over the top. But look at that. That was an L because I lost, because I wasn't eating how I was supposed to for most of the meals that I was supposed to. I was like, you know what, Carlos, let's just do this, that, and the third. Let's just go crazy. You know what I mean? Like, let's just go ahead and do it. And I took an L. So when I came back, my body wasn't looking how it was supposed to as me being Coach Cooper. It wasn't up to my standards. So you know what? I had to get on my ish for the next couple of days and got my body back right. Quick little snapback. You know what I'm saying? So it's like those daily L's, and that's just on the nutrition side. That's just on your results. But I'm talking about on your business, right? Like, is an L for you saying, like, you know what? I know that I said I was going to go talk to people after work or before work or on my lunch break. I'm actually going to sit and scroll on Instagram instead. That's an L. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I said I'm going to go to the gym at this time. I'm just going to watch Netflix. That's an L. I said I was going to get on the call at this time, but really I'm just going to go do some other shit. L. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to fight those battles and say, you know what? I'm going to win this battle. I'm going to feel good about this. I'm going to take the necessary action to compile enough wins for me to get a championship. and whatever that championship may be for you. And so how do we be clear on all of this stuff, right? So we got to do tracking. How many people are we talking to weekly? These are things that we should, like, this is an idea Amanda brought up that maybe we should talk about, okay, every week from this point on till next week, right? Or not until, but from this point on, every week, every person be accountable to say, you know what, okay, this is how many people I talked to this week from Sunday to Sunday, or from Monday to Sunday, whatever, right? This is how many people I talked to. This is how many people signed up. This is how many retail clients that I got. This is how many preferred members that I signed up. This is how many distributors that I got to. This is how many flyers I handed out. Whatever the case is, right? Like being accountable to the team to say, you know what? This is what I'm doing every week, and I'm going to speak about it on the call. And for those who had major success, we can speak about, you know, what did you do? That way somebody might be like, you know what? I like that idea. Let me apply it. Let me see. Because again, like I always say, the faster that you apply information, the faster you can see if you get results from it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you hear a bunch of ideas from different people, you might be like, you know what? I really like that idea. Let me go see what's good with that. And then it may work for you. It may not work, but at least you gave it a chance. You got to be willing to try stuff. Like willing to try stuff will allow you to win rather than you just saying, you know, I'm going to be stuck in my old ways and, you know, whatever. Okay. Last thing that I want to talk about tonight before we dip out. Actually two things. Do you guys have a preference for I know you guys have a preference. Do you guys like the 7:00 p.m. calls, or you're like, oh, this is your time to speak? So unmute yourself and speak.
No, not really. Only because 7:00, and then on a Sunday. Well, for me, preferably because like it's like a family day, so I'm usually doing something at 7:00.
Okay, Fina, awesome. Los.
I mean, usually like around 7, you know, like kids got school and shit. I gotta, you know, get them fed, get them all showered and ready for bed and stuff. That's usually what's happening around that time. Is that if I'm just in here doing the call, he ain't gonna do nothing I told him to do.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta do this right now. Then go do this right now. Then go do this right now.
Raina, you agree with Carlos?
I agree. Yeah, I like right now I'm supposed to be with family doing some little stuff. But so yeah, it's a little I really like the Saturday morning idea. Or Sunday morning too. I mean, I just know that I would probably like go off camera because I'd be getting ready starting around 9:30 for church. But yeah, the evening is a little harder because it's usually stuff going on either home or events in general. But
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So what time is what day or time is better?
I mean, Sunday's cool. Morning's fine. You know, I like around 9. I mean, I'm a morning person. I'm gonna be up at like 6 anyway, so really any time it don't matter. But you know, other people don't wake up that early on Sunday, so
9:00 Sunday morning. I'm cool with that. Like Sundays, I'm not doing nothing on Sundays anyway. Like it don't matter. So, Fina, what you was saying, or that was Raina, whoever, which one of y'all that was? You muted. I'm gonna mute you.
I like Sunday morning because I'm still up, or Sunday night, late night.
Sunday morning. Okay, cool. So, Raina, you say Sunday morning, but you might be off camera or whatever the case is.
Like I'd be off camera at 9:30 because I start getting ready for church. I do not like to miss church on Sundays. Trying to get there to see Mo. Praise the Lord. So
right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, and then I have a question off topic of this. So I don't know if I'm going to ask you personally because it's like kind of club related. So you let me know. But I have a question.
Just call me after or text me after, and then we can go over that. I'm cool with Sunday morning. The thing about me is it's like it's not about me getting up. It's like, you know, I know that some of you guys, not you guys specifically, but maybe some of you guys or whoever else might like to be like, you know what, like to go out Saturday nights or whatever the case may be, right? Go out Saturday night, knowing that you got a call that you want to get on Sunday morning. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm cool with it because I'm committed because I'm an adult. I'm cool with that. And if that's what you three are saying Sunday morning, which is cool, you know what I'm saying? So you guys are on the call, so obviously what you're saying is, you know, heard right here, right now. I believe Angelica said something about Sunday morning as well.
Like Sunday morning was cool on Telegram.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of people did say Sunday morning. I think also Jorge said something about Sunday morning as well. So what I'll do is I'll post another poll, and whatever gets the most votes, we'll start doing it then at that time. I'll post that poll, and that'll go down between well, it'll be the next call next Sunday. So the next call will be at whatever time we decide going forth from now on, which is cool. Also, there's a promotion available, which is dope. So check this out. A cruise to Mexico in May, I believe. If you want to qualify, it's open to all distributors. So anybody in Herbalife can go, right? So it's not a Herbalife corporate promotion. It's a promotion put on by Super and his gang, and I was invited, and he told me that it's open to my organization if you guys want to go, right? But you have to qualify. So if you want to qualify, you have to do 10,000 volume points between now and I believe March. 10,000 volume points, a total of 10,000 personal volume points between really November, but you know, now until March, the end of March, EOM of March. 10,000 volume points totally accumulated. If you guys do this, you guys can send me your volume, your accumulative package of that, and I'll send it to him, and you qualify, and you have to go. The only thing that you have to pay for, if you don't got a passport, you have to pay for your passport. I believe this, now, don't quote me on this. I will revisit this on Sunday. I believe if you do the 10K, that qualifies you to go. I don't know if you're all the way free, but I know for a fact if you do over 10K, so check this out. This is really cool. If you do over 10K in the time period of now until March, I believe it's March. So I'm getting, no, EOM. EOM, I believe March. If you do over 10K, any volume point over 10K in this time period, you will get a $10, you'll get $10 for every volume point that you do over 10K cash. So you can imagine if you do 10 volume points, that's $100. If you do 100 volume points over 10K, you get $1,000. I believe that's what it was. I have to be clear. I believe that there is a flyer. I have to get it from him. But this is available for us to go to. I know I'm going to qualify to go because I want to go, right? They're flying. The cruise is from, no, you have to pay for your flight to Miami because the cruise is from Miami to somewhere over there, Mexico on that side. So you have to pay for your flight from wherever you're at to Miami. And I believe everything after that is free. I will finalize all the details for you guys. Don't hold me to this. Just know that the promotion is happening. The promotion is happening. Hold me to that, but don't hold me to the details at this moment in time today. I'll finalize it sometime between now and the next call, whatever, and that'll go down. But that's going down. So if you want to qualify, do it. 10K. Obviously, what you're doing 10K in that time, that's probably a lot more production than you normally would have done based upon trends. And that's also a lot more money that you'll have coming in for you that you can have fun with for whatever you want to have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the extra income may be, whatever, right? So I'll get that information to you guys. It's going to be awesome. Like I'm saying, I'm qualifying. If you tell yourself that you're going, if you operate with the mindset that you're going, obviously the action that comes behind the mindset will be more than you just saying, let me just do Herbalife on a regular scale. You know what I'm saying? So get clear about your goals, get clear about where you're going, get clear about what it's going to be like when you're there, and imagine what it's going to be like when you're there. because that will fuel you every day. Because I remember when I was going with me and Amanda, we was qualifying for Cancun 2 years ago. Like that was just over 2 years ago. I know I was waking up every day ready to get on that plane to go to Cancun. So that mean I was grinding, thinking about, man, it's about to be popping on that beach. And you know what's crazy about that? It was actually better than I thought. Like I thought it was gonna be lit. It was way more than lit. It was like undeniably lit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what? Don't miss out. Don't miss out by doing the work. Simple, right? Other than that, the call's been recorded. I'm gonna post it. Raina hit me up, and we get into it next week, man. Whatever time the new call is gonna be, I'll post a poll soon, and we'll get to it. So I'm gonna see you guys. Thank you for getting on. Awesome.